Nothing is more frustrating than opening your check on payday and feeling that you got ripped off. You thought you were going to make 600 bucks, but your check is only 500. Where did that $100 go? Your money didn't disappear. It's going to taxes and maybe savings for some of you. I'm going to show you how to read your pay stub so you can understand exactly where your money is going. By the end of the video, you'll be able to read your pay stub like a pro. Grab a recent pay stub if you have one and look at the top of the pay stub. Every pay stub might look a little different, but they all have the same basic information. The first thing is the employer information, which will be the name of the company that hired you, and the employee information, which will be your name, address, and an employee ID number or something like that. Next, you'll see the pay period, which is the time you worked, which depending on your job, it could be weekly, every 2 weeks, also known as bi-weekly, or an entire month. And the pay date is the day that you get paid from that pay period you worked. This next section is about your money. You'll see your gross earnings and your net pay. Gross earnings is the total money you earn. It's the pay rate and income before anything is taken out. Net pay is what you get after taxes and deductions. This is what goes into your bank account. The simple math is gross pay minus deductions equals net pay. Let's look at the deduction and what they mean. Deductions are taxes and anything else taken out of the gross pay. Most are required by law and some things you chose. Here are 3 main deductions required by law. Federal tax. This is the tax that goes to the United States government to fund things like the military, national parks, and roads. How much you pay in taxes will depend on how much you make and what you filled out on your W-4 form. State tax. This tax goes to your state government to fund things like schools and local police. The amount of state tax that you pay will depend on the state that you live in, as some states don't have state tax at all. Yay! And some states go up as high as 10%. FICA. You might see the name FICA, known as the Federal Insurance Contribution Act, which covers benefits for disabilities, retirees, healthcare, etc. If you don't see the word FICA, you'll see the deduction name under Social Security and Medicare. Social Security tax goes to help people with disabilities and provides retirement money for older workers. The tax rate is 6.2% from your check and 6.2% from your employer. Medicare tax goes to paying for healthcare for the elderly. The rate for this tax is 1.45% from you and 1.45% from your employer. Other deductions depend on what you signed up for, like healthcare insurance or retirement plans like a 401k. But let's go back to that W-4 form that you filled out when you first got hired. The W-4 form tells your employer about your family and income situation, and how much tax you want to be withheld or taken out of your paycheck. Depending on your situation, you will have a different filing status. Here's a quick breakdown of what that means. Filing single, you're not married. Filing jointly, you're married and you're filing with your spouse together. Filing as head of household, you're not married, but pay more than half of your bills to take care of your home, yourself, and children. I will get into more detail about this in a future video, but for now, if your W-4 shows you have financial responsibilities like a spouse and children, the form tells your employer to withhold less tax from each paycheck, giving you a bigger payday. If your W-4 shows you are single with no children, the form tells your employer to withhold more tax, which makes your payday smaller. There is a lot more to it, but this is just the basics of a W-4 form. Withholding more taxes now means you might get a tax refund or money back in April after you file your taxes. Less taxes now means that you might have to pay taxes in April if you didn't pay enough taxes before. And remember that you can update this form anytime with your employer if your situation does change. The last section is the year to date, or known as the YTD. This shows a running total of everything you've earned and everything that has been deducted from your check since January 1st. This is useful for seeing your totals for the year so far. And that's it. Now you know that your pay stub shows your gross pay minus deductions equals your net pay. Now you can read your pay stub like a pro. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button to watch more helpful videos like this one, and let me know in the comments what topics you'd like me to cover that they didn't show you in school. Thanks for watching.